The button is hit. And you're live. You're live. It's just...
All right.
It's the Old Man and the Three with JJ Reddick / it's RDX podcast. And we you know what? Listen, I got some fraudulent panel members. Bonds had to go and get sick. And he said he did this by, well, I'm not going to tell you how he did it. He'll tell you how he did it on his show. And Zouker's power's out, I guess. So, I mean, again, I said it in the chat earlier. If you guys, well, I do have this thing called a bench. And I don't know if that name's insulting. Let me know. It's not supposed to be. It's supposed to be cool, okay? But basically, people come along and they jump on the show. You know, the name's on the list. If you're online or if you're in the chat, I see you want to jump on the show, then you can jump on the show. So please message me on Twitter or Discord, and we can get you in here. We need some people to fill some seats, and we'll also be just kind of having people on and testing out some new things and stuff like that. So, yeah, just if you want to come on the show or if you want to throw your hat in the arena, let me know, and we'll kind of test things out. Obviously, we have two fantastic gentlemen here right now. We have the awesome D-Batch. How you been, brother?
I'm good, man. I gotta say, I'm like overwhelmed with games, man. The last week I've been playing a lot of games, so it's good to break away and talk about some stuff that's going on in the community. We should have a good show. I know we're a few men down, but I guess we're just gonna have to all do some drugs and get the energy levels up. So I think we'll be good.
All right. Well, D-Batch is an interesting fellow. Find him D-Batch at D-Batch. Also, we've got Hargy, who basically is a full-time panel member at this point, which, again, we'll talk about that later and see if that's something you want to do. But, you know, again, Hargy, you're fantastic. And another week, another podcast.
Yeah. And last weekend, we actually played some Halo. It was actually fun. They did some good stuff, man. So yeah, I'm psyched to play again. It was a lot of fun with we had like 22 people from the community jumping on. Yeah, we had a lot of fun with it, and I hope we have more Halo sessions. But yeah. So plenty of little things to talk about. But yeah, let's get going.
So they actually updated Halo, and it didn't mess things up, huh?
There's little things here and there that people have complained about. The biggest one is if you had it at 120, it bumped you back to 60. You have to manually go back to 120. And okay, that's not the end of the world, but the 60 was actually kind of bad. Yeah. So they might have mucked things up there. So if that seems to be happening and you do have the ability to do 120, yeah, switch it back. But otherwise, yeah, it's been playing a lot better. Some of the issues they've had with network desync and all that seem to be getting better. But yeah, as far as us playing custom games, it was a lot of fun, and season 3 does add a lot of cool little things. So the new maps are good. The new weapon's interesting. So it's the Bandit. It's a new rifle, 5-shot kill. So yeah, it's a pretty good update.
Well, that's awesome.
Did he get ray tracing?
It's supposed to drop mid-season, so probably about a month or so out. And that's on the Series X, to my understanding. It's actually going to have ray tracing on the Series X. I don't know about the X.
Did they detail the level of ray tracing?
No, I'm not aware that they have. It might be like shadows. I'm not sure. I don't know. Like I think that's it, but we'll have to see what they come up with.
Okay.
Right. And the PC version, is that already out? I think it is already out, right?
I don't know, because the PC version, there was patch notes for AMD's latest driver that indicated that it will now support the ray tracing for Halo. So I don't know. I'll try it out this week to see if I see ray tracing on it, because I do have an AMD card. So let's see. But yeah,
like a year and a half later, they're finally getting places.
that's honest to tell you. Like I know we've been beating this topic to death, but such a clusterfuck of a launch. If you had all the features there, you would have had players there still. It had such a negative launch that it kind of soured a lot of people on the game. If you had the co-op there, if you had the ray tracing, all the things that were promised, even with the delay, and they still didn't get those things off. I'm just disappointed. Do better, man. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah.
Hey, sorry, I'm in the background here managing. I'm talking to some people and seeing what's going on, but yeah. Shout out to I'm getting some messages here. I'm trying to figure out what's what, and I think Xbot is going to come on here and lend me a hand. And
yeah, he might do that. Yeah, man. I'm not sure.
Xbot is here. Thank you, Xbot.
All right.
And then hey, you can see if K Mega wants to jump on here. I don't know if he's bored or not doing something, but I just saw him on there. I was actually going to shoot him a message, but yeah, we're a few man down. All right, some weird things happening in the background, and we needed some reinforcements, brother. So I appreciate you coming in another week on a random podcast.
Ryan kidnapping the crew, man.
Yeah,
what's going on. You know, it is what it is.
Thanks for joining, though, man.
What's popping, man?
I said thanks for joining.
Oh yeah, no problem, man. I wish we could join on the court a little bit more lately, but you know, man, it's good to be on RDX as usual, man. This is it's gonna be a fun time, man. Let's go.
Let me send you these topics real quick. I'm sorry, chat. This is gonna be a really weird show because everything's all f***ed up, you know. And I just self-censored there.
We discombobulated.
Yeah. So I guess we can. You know what? Here, Xbox, you're just gonna have to wing it today, okay? That's what I prefer to do when I join the show. I just wing it.
I'm pretty in tune with what's going on, so yeah. I think I could do this, man. It's all good.
Perfect. All right, so let me give some shout outs to my Patreon sponsored tier. Big shout out to these guys, sponsor the channel, and everything is just better in the world here. So we got Hey Blinken, we've got Me Puppet 007, we got The Dar's Knight, Rand Albone 19, Quartz, Kinkin 66, No Hands Ninja, Galveston. Big shout out to him. I saw him in the chat. On Discord. We got Calypso, Boba, Fierce Fuzz, Hardgeet, Sean Dasley. We got Dub Mobile, Ricky Fallon, Faultlines, Nano, Zoran, KY Bob, Assassin Lupa. Oh, KY Bob, we can get him on here. Foreign Object, Teo, Vec Boss, Suicide Kings, Tastes Genie, Michael Bowen, Guillermo Cavillo, Dark CMF, and Alfonso Hogan. And you guys are awesome. But I don't know if you guys heard about this person. This is going to be one of the interesting things of the day, okay? In chat, again, let us know if you've heard of this. Square Enix have a game that they're calling it the the NFT game at the moment.
Oh no!
But it's they have disabled likes and comments on this video for this thing already, and it's kind of. Do they think this thing is going to sell? Do they really?
It sounds like they tried to get ahead of the curve when like people first started talking about NFTs, and then like that whole thing kind of went downhill. But game development, it takes a while.
Hang on, Xbot. I gotta. Yeah. You got. I'm gonna come back to you. I need you to go into Discord settings and change your levels because you're clipping so hard. Like I just want to make sure everyone can hear you. But yeah, your levels are off somewhere. So go into Discord and see if you can test the audio there, and I'll come back to you, brother.
Yeah, no doubt.
But D-Bash, go ahead, Artie.
Yeah, go for it, D. Yeah, so I was gonna say, like, Square's had such a bad record for the last 5 years, right?
Mm-hmm.
And now they're doing this thing. NFT. I haven't seen any poll anywhere that says there's anybody enthusiastic about NFTs except maybe some people who make art. I don't know what they're thinking. They seem to do everything anti what the consumer wants, and it's mind-boggling that they don't get it. Right?
It's money.
Now
they're thinking money, and that's like driving everything that they do, and it's really unfortunate.
It is, but the previous, I think they just changed their leader, right? The head of that studio, the I guess the publisher, has switched. I don't know if this is changing their direction or not, but they seriously need to start changing their direction to try to get things that people would actually want to play and stop this NFT crap. Because they're the only ones really pushing this thing. At some point, maybe the rest of the industry might, but at least Xbox has so far said, yeah, no, maybe not. I don't know. This doesn't look like a good thing. So I don't know what they're thinking. And yeah, they're getting enough feedback that they're getting, the insulting. Well, let's just turn off the negative downvote thing because we don't want to show how bad this is going.
It's going real bad.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah, there were some people talking about it, and again, it's one of those things that you just don't really know the whole story of what they're doing with what and how that's going to work. I'm so fucking distracted right now because I'm trying to figure all this shit out. Hey, Bushido's in the chat. I see him in the chat. Bushido, if you want to join us, I'm trying to get this panel thing sorted out right now so I can fucking focus and be on point here. But again, Bot, you got your stuff? You got your stuff sorted?
Hold on.
That's better.
I just want to say about the NFTs though. NFTs are dead. I think Xbox had a little point there where development takes time and they're a little bit behind the curve because maybe they had this planned beforehand and they're still going through with it. But NFTs, that's done. That's crashed. It's failed. Nobody's interested in it, and I think it's going to be a failure. And the fact that they are locking the comments or the likes or whatever just tells you, they know that it's going to be a negative feedback, but yet they're still willing to go through with it. And I think that's pretty poor decision.
Mm.
And you already know it's not a good thing, but you're still going to try to push through just for the slight chance that it might work,
Yeah.
You said this is from Square Enix.
Yeah.
Yes.
What is going on over there, man? Like, recent history, people look over at Square Enix and it's like, yo, what are you guys thinking? You know what I'm saying? Whether previous games that come out, whether or not games are going to be on certain platforms and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it just seems like that house has turned into like that carnival fun house, man. Like, I feel like I'm in the House of Mirrors in that whole thing right now. Like, I have no idea what Square is even thinking, man. And I have no idea with Square's decisions how people are like thinking that the next Final Fantasy is a sure lock to be a great game, man. I have no idea yet.
Well, what is clear is they've been the ones money hatting, partnering, right? I guess you can't blame them in a way, but damn, they've been selling the rights to a lot of their games to PlayStation here lately, and there's been rumors of them trying to be bought out by Sony as well. I'm just not sure if that's going to happen or what's going on there, but I do know that it's really pissing people off. Well, with the exception of Forspoken, nobody, and I mean nobody, cared about that game. But yeah, Final Fantasy is big to a big, group of people. Maybe not the biggest group of people, but it's definitely a dedicated fan base that want to play the games on Xbox, and they just can't. And it's making them irritable. So while that was one of the interesting things of the day, it wasn't super interesting. We do have something a bit more interesting, in my opinion. We do got Starfield. Its release date is September 6th, and that's of note because, for one, there's the big 12-month controversy, right? If it's not out in the 12 months, it's a delay. I mean, in a way, I guess it is, but it's kind of like you already knew it wasn't going to come in the 12 months. Like I had said before, I never thought it was coming in the 12 months, but I'm glad they do have a date. I'm just surprised people are so laser focused on the 12 months thing. What do you guys think? September 6th, is that a good date? Is it going to flop? Is it moving out of the way of some other random game, or is everything moving out of the way a bit?
That is a great date to release on, to be honest with you, because they're going to have that all to themselves, and then they're going to carry the momentum through the fall, through the winter, through the holiday season. So I think it's a great time. Traditionally, September, we don't have a lot of games that come out anyways, so I think it'll give it time for this game to shine. I think this game is going to be really good. From the preview that they showed last week, and I was watching as he was talking, I was watching the guys played in the background. I was looking at the screens and whatever I could pick up. It looks like it's, honestly tell you, I think it's graphically impressive, and that says a lot coming from me because their games traditionally are not known for graphics, and I thought it looked very impressive. It looks like it's a lot of fun. Now, on the issue of it being coming out, 12 months after, that showcase that said every game's going to come out in 12 months, in a way, I have to say, yeah, it is a delay, and I think people just want to hold Microsoft to their word. You said these games are going to come out within 12 months, and it's not coming out in 12 months. So I think you got to be honest about it there, that it is a delay to a certain degree, but at the same time I don't think it's a big delay at all because we're still getting the game this year. It's going to be nice and polished. It's not like it's getting pushed back to next year. So it is what it is, and I think it's coming out a good time, and I'm excited for it.
Yo, D, if I were you, I would be careful about the whole nice and polished thing. You do realize who's developing this game, right?
You're saying they're going to be Bethesda, huh?
Bethesda, man, come on, man. You can't say it's gonna. Yeah, like I think
you know what I have.
Go ahead.
Not to cut you off real quick, but I have faith in them because now that they're part of Microsoft, you have other studios, other people that are gonna lend them their knowledge on the system, on different areas. I think this game is going to be one of their most polished games. I think it has to be. I think this game has to come out without any hitches, especially with their prior history. Sorry, go ahead.
But no, yo, D, I definitely agree with you. Like people out there that are saying that this is no kind of delay or whatever, that they never had a date. Let's be real. People at Xbox, they were all insinuating, we're showing these games that are coming out within the next 12 months. And they did that last year. People did the math, and this is not hitting that window, but it's like right outside that window. It's really not a big deal. It comes out this year. My
Hang on,
My
sir.
thing is
It is a big deal. It's a massive deal. In fact, to some people,
you tell me why it's a big deal.
it's really
Come on,
not a
Gil.
big deal. It's actually
Okay.
not a big deal at all. And here's the thing, though. This is why I've always said, like, the only thing that matters is what you're playing, right? We all played Cyberpunk. We all played the, things like the Avengers or whatever, even though that was kind of a different problem. What you don't want is that first impression to be destroyed by executives rushing games to release, right? So what's more important, getting a finished product or, the 12-month window, which should have never even been a thing, to not happen? I actually applaud them for not doing what they fucking said, because that means they chose to give us a better product. And, I guess you could say it's easy to say that if you're pro Xbox, but that's what I've said about everything. That's what I said about Horizon when it got delayed. Uncharted, God of War, everything, all the Xbox games. Make a finished quality product first and deliver that. And then we can go from there. So hopefully this is quite polished.
Dealer, I got a question for you, man. Something that I feel is more interesting within this topic, because you talked about the release date, but they also announced the show where they're going to go in depth. What's interesting to me is they're going to have their own show, and it's June 11th, strictly for Starfield.
No, it's right after the showcase, right? And they said that, so it'll be right after the main Xbox showcase, right? So there'll be a direct for Starfield right after.
Starfield Direct.
Man, I'm gonna be busy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be busy that day with live streams, bro.
Usual Sunday, right? Right before E3 starts. That's when they're doing it. But look, like the release date thing is when it needed to be. That's it, right? That's like they're gonna release it, and I hope Xbox has learned their bloody lesson that don't really with 343 and Halo Infinite, take the time. Just put the game out when it's actually ready, when you can actually deliver. That is hopefully a lesson they've learned. I don't care if it's that 2 months later. I prefer the game to be better. I agree that it's going to be less janky. I think that's part of the polish. I think part of it was also making sure, hey, this is a big game for the platform. Make sure you take advantage of the platform. Don't release it at like 20 FPS, right? So make sure it's performing right. And hopefully they have the performance mode 60 FPS lock, right? And take advantage of some of the features of the boxes. This is a game to do it, right? So we've been complaining, nothing, even their own games are not taking advantage of all the features of the next gen. What's going on? This is the time to do it. Showcase it. Like, start doing this, right? And this is your big game to say this is the generation for us. Do it. Like, you might as well. And maybe that was part of it. They have to get that help from the Xbox engineering team to get this going and fix their engine. This is their own engine, the creation engine. So so I don't mind. September 6th, fine, good enough. As it is, I've got 100+ games installed, and they keep adding more and more stuff to my backlog every freaking week. So, it's fine, whatever. But when it comes, it comes. I'm happy if it's a good game. That's what really matters.
Definitely. Hargy, there's that sound when somebody like blows on a crystal glass, like a real fancy wine glass.
Yeah.
Are you doing that in the background? No, there's like a weird humming. I hear that.
Is on. Hang on a sec.
You're good. I just wanted to let you know.
Take care of it.
I don't know.
All right. Well, hopefully it's gone.
I don't know.
But you know what?
know.
I do know that Jedi Knight Peter from Xbox Infinite has joined us because he's awesome and Australian.
Thank you for having me, dealer.
Yeah.
I mean, RDX is the preeminent Xbox podcast, so anytime I can jump in, I'm happy, brother.
Stop saying that, Peter. But seriously though, to be, again, I appreciate it, and you're doing me a favor here. We are talking about topics, and speaking of topics, we're talking about Starfield. We're not much longer. I'm just gonna cap it off with this because I feel like everyone's already said the same shit. And what else can you really say? September 6th. It is. It's awesome. It's a good time to be a gamer. We got a release date for Starfield, but we still have no release date for Forza Motorsport.
Thank you. Dude, that's what I'm more concerned about is Forza Motorsport, bro.
Yeah. I mean, concerned. I'm not concerned. I would like to know the damn date.
I just want to know, because that's also supposedly in the 12-month window as well, man. Don't start pushing all my games out of that 12-month window.
Oh, come on. Are you one of the 12-month window people?
Well, no. What it is, dealer, you know me, and I'm pretty sure you were doing this behind the scenes as well.
What?
Came to Forza Motorsport. We've been looking into it. We've been getting information, stuff like that. Dude, they had a playable version of this game over a year ago.
Yeah, I know.
All right, so like I just want to know, man, because that's my most anticipated game of the year, and I know it's not there for everybody, but I am a car head, okay? And I want that game, and I want
I
to
like
know.
how people act like racing games are so like fucking niche and they're for
Like, no,
weirdos. Like it's Chris Hansen ain't sitting next to you. And you're like, this ain't some weird shit. It's a racing game, and we haven't had a Forza game in 5 years almost this year. Forza Motorsport, that is, and it's a completely different animal from Horizon. Like turn off turn off all the assists, and play them at completely different game, really. So. Yeah, motorsport is big, man, and I'm super excited for it.
I really want to hear about. Like, when it comes to Starfield, I could pretty much guarantee it's going to come out this year. You know how important that game is to both Bethesda and Xbox. You know, they are all over it. Giving it the care that it needs or whatnot. And I'm like, well, dude, where's my Forza? That's what I want to know about.
Yeah, well, we're all looking forward to seeing what Turn 10 are going to say, what they're going to do, if they'll actually release a damn screenshot from the current game they're working on, or will they just keep releasing 5-year-old Motorsport 7 screenshots? We don't know.
For real, on Twitter, they drive me nuts.
When does the DLC come out for Forza Horizon 5?
End of this month.
End of this month.
Yeah, like March 20 something. I think like 24th.
So if I had to guess, I would say it's going to come out maybe in June, July. If not, it's coming out in the holiday.
Well, do you think the actual game's coming out June, July? Well, I can't see that happening. I think they're going to miss that 12-month period. Otherwise, I think they would have announced the date.
I would actually say June. That would be really cool to drop it like right around, their presentations and stuff like that. And oh, by the way, here it is. It's in Game Pass. You play it right now. After they kind of go into a deep dive, during like their whole kind of like E3 Sunday show or whatnot. That would be really cool. I could see that, and that would make that window, dealer. It would make the 12-month
I don't give a shit about the window. I just want a game that's finished. But yeah, the game's launching with like 500 plus cars. It's going to have around 20 tracks. Apparently, there is plans for some kind of supposed premium content. I'm not sure if they're going to try to make more after the fact, like they did with Hive Busters, right? But with maybe that'll be another addition with Ultimate over the regular Game Pass, kind of like Hive Busters. But again, we are excited for Starfield, September 6th. And I know a lot of you guys in the chat are excited as well. Let us know what you're looking forward to most. I think that even though it's a creation engine, it's really made. I think they rubbed two sticks together and threw some rocks and shit in there. And somehow this engine's ancient, okay? And it's historically never really ran super great, but at the same time, they had Fallout 4 running at 1080p on a Series S, right? So I do believe it ran at some kind of whatever. Long story short, they can optimize things. They've proven that. And hopefully this is very well optimized. I think the most demanding part of this game will be the storage solution. They're trying to do things that it literally requires an SSD to do, I think. This might be the first ever released like SSD required game on a big scale like this on the PC maybe. So I know Star Citizen needs one, but it's still not done 20 years later.
That game's never going to be done.
Yeah, it really isn't. And it's raised like $200 or $300 million. I mean, you're talking that's ridiculous, right?
Yeah, that game is not actually a game. That fund me is just developers retirement fund, and they just named it Star Citizen.
Right?
That's all it is, man.
Yeah,
retired citizen. We're gonna move forward though. Again, Starfield, can't say it enough. Apparently, September 6th. As we segue into another topic here. Speaking of, I know D-Bash is actually messing with this. Resident Evil 4. The chainsaw demo, that's out for people to check out, right?
Yep, it is.
And I know you did a video on it, D, but more interestingly, people are on Twitter saying RDNA 5 confirmed for the PS5 because it's looking and running better.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell they're seeing. Like, I put up my results on the weekend as like I noticed that the PlayStation 5 was running at a lower res and that the aliasing it just didn't look as good. And somebody said, no, it's running at like 1890p. It's higher than the Xbox Series X. I'm like, what the hell are you guys looking at? So, I took it at face value. I threw out my stuff that I did. I said, okay, I'm going to redo it all over again. And I just came to the same damn conclusion. The PlayStation 5 version is running it's checkerboarded. So it's really hard to count everything.
Yeah.
But it's definitely at a lower resolution. And the image quality is visibly worse.
So hang on, I got to preface this, right? Because Digital Foundry have not come out with their findings yet, right? or have
No,
they?
they haven't.
Okay, so
No,
this
they
is
haven't.
this is D before Digital Foundry, and he's just telling you his honest thoughts from what he's found and kind of assessed from it, right? And I do gotta just throw in there. Remember that Resident Evil 3 came out, and shout out to almost 900 people already watched this guy. We did start about 15 minutes late, 10 minutes late. We got a mixed panel tonight, some new voices, there's some different voices. We appreciate you guys checking us out. I explained why at the beginning of the show. Check that out. But again, Resident Evil 3 came out. It ran better on the PS4 Pro over the Xbox One X, right?
Correct.
Capcom have a history of doing things like that and patching it a week later. So, D, is it possible that it really does look better on Series X right now, and it's the opposite, even though it's not like
better. It's looking better on the Series X, 100%. I went over the footage a million times. I played both copies a million times. The PlayStation version, something is wrong with the aliasing on it. The aliasing just looks really bad. The chromatic aberration is borked on it as well. It's the checkerboarding makes everything really soft, and it seems to be at a lower resolution. In the frame rate and performance mode, without ray tracing turned on, they're both pretty much at 60 FPS. The Xbox does drop a little bit more than the PlayStation 5, but the PlayStation 5 drops as well. But like I would say more than 90% of the time, like 95% of the time, it's at 60. So it's a non-issue. And as well, we have to remember that with a variable refresh rate display, those little drops, you're not even going to notice it at all. And then there's the performance. I think it's the quality mode with ray tracing. Now that mode, it does run better on the PlayStation 5, like it gets higher frame rates, but the image quality is still better on the Series X. So
is it RDNA 5 confirmed though? Is what they're saying true?
This is ridiculous, man. So yeah, and apparently the ray tracing is also worse on the PlayStation 5 compared to the Series X. So another thing that has to be noted here is that when the Xbox drops to like 45 frames per second, whatever, it's fine. You're not going to notice those dips because it has low frame rate compensation. The PlayStation doesn't have this. So when it drops low, it's a less smooth experience, right? So
you're talking about on the display level?
Yeah, on a display level. So even though the PlayStation 5 in the ray tracing quality mode is getting higher frame rates, it appears smoother on the Xbox Series X. So it's really a non-issue. Now, I don't know if I'm gonna hope that they would patch some of these things, because it looks considerably worse, in my opinion, on the PlayStation 5. It's just noticeably softer and more jagged. It's just more noisy. It's a more noisy. It has more noise in the image, basically, right? I became dyslexic there. What the hell? But regardless, the Series X, the Series X looks better. And I had all these guys jumping on me saying, "No, I'm a liar. I'm a liar." I redid the footage so many times. I really combed over it, and these guys just could not come to the conclusion, calling me a liar. And watch, when Digital Foundry comes out with their video and confirms some of these things and more things that we probably didn't pick up, everyone's gonna, be quiet and not say anything and not apologize, not come out and say, "Hey, we were wrong about this." Like, I gotta say, honestly, if the Xbox Series X version looks better, it looks better. If the PlayStation 5 version looks better, it looks better. If one version is running better than the other, I'm just gonna call it down the middle. People need to relax, man. Take it easy.
They really attacked you. Heck the hell out of you, huh? Fuck.
Yeah, man. The whole defense force was they were out in full force. That one tweet has like, I don't know, like 150,000
what tweet?
impressions.
What? Well, I'm lost. D, I'm sorry you got to deal with that kind of stuff, and I hate that for you. But at the end of the day, you really don't have to deal with it. You can just block them. Yeah. You can just block them.
I don't really like to block people too much. I like people to voice their opinions, but sometimes I gotta mute.
That's not an opinion. That's them attacking you, calling you a liar over something they haven't done themselves. So it's just your opinion.
Yeah.
We'll see if it's true.
I said let's wait. And I also said real quickly that let's wait and see what Digital Foundry and these other outlets are saying. It appears to be this way for me. So let's see.
I think Digital Foundry did put the thing out, didn't they? They put something out on it.
The video's just called D-Batch is wrong.
No.
It was about
nothing
the
official,
per second, right? And then there's control issues. There's like a Additional
yeah,
latency on the Xbox.
yeah. I was talking to John a little bit, and I don't know if it was my thread or his thread, and
Yeah.
he did confirm some things, but they haven't given like their full, you know, detailed
Yeah.
thing. But
Okay.
he
So
did
this is
admit
all tweets, right? Yeah.
that the Xbox version looks better, and he was talking about the low frame rate compensation as well. That it's less of an issue on the Series X because they have a better solution for that. And
I like how though
he
they
talked
don't
about,
offer the same like interlacing, which RE Engine uses interlacing. Why don't they offer that mode with ray tracing on Series X since it's running natively or at least at a higher quality? Anyway, right? You could afford to maybe add something like that and stack an effect on there.
I have no idea what they're doing over there. I will
I
say
do.
this though. Overall, it's a really good image quality on this. Well, pretty good image quality on Series X. The PlayStation 5, it needs to get patched. Look for yourself. The video's out there after the show. Go look for yourself. You use your eyes. It is a more blurry experience, man.
Oh,
It's
shit.
just not as sharp, man. It's just not.
My cataracts.
I think the game looks beautiful. I've played the Chainsaw demo, but I don't think it looks good as Resident Evil 2. I still think that looks better.
Really?
I think people are getting used to the new engine anyway as well. Like
Yeah.
I have a feeling that the Resident Evils as they come out, it's just gonna be like, oh yeah, that looks good. Like where before when they came out with the new type of Resident Evil, like people were astonished. You know what I'm saying? Now they're getting used to it or whatnot. But yo, D, I had a quick question. This game on its release, is it coming out on PC day and date as well? When
Yes, it's coming out on PC day and date. And I tried the PC copy, and I just don't think it's fair to compare it because I'm running it on an RTX 4090, and just
A
to be honest,
$1,500 graphics card, yeah.
yeah, but on the PC it's
$1,600 graphics card.
it's another level. It's another level on the PC.
No, the
they're
reason-
really optimizing. And there was some I think they made a statement saying, going forward, like their lead platform is going to be PC. So they're putting in the effort there. And if you can afford to play on PC, it's expensive. I'm not going to say it's cheap to get the top of the line, but it looks incredible. And I would say the Series X is has a good comparable image quality compared to the PC. It's just that PlayStation 5 version. I like, and I'm not even saying this like to be facetious. Like, it really needs to get patched. That, like, I don't want PlayStation owners to have to play it in that state because it's a lot of shimmering going on, and the image quality is all funky, man. And don't take my word for it. I know you guys, the haters out there say, "Oh, you don't know what you're talking about." But you'll see when Digital Foundry comes out, they're gonna come to the same conclusions or similar conclusions because it's very obvious.
Well, we'll see. We'll see what's going on with that. But Resident Evil 4, the remake, right? Not just the demo. But we're looking forward to the remake. When does that come out? Does anybody remember offhand?
Yeah, the 28th, I believe. The 28th.
Yeah. 28th.
So yeah, it's pretty close.
Yeah, so it's pretty close. And then The Last of Us Part 2 is also coming out on PC. I think that's the 23rd. So it's a lot of games this year. Like I was saying today,
Has it moved back? So Resident Evil is supposed to be 24th, isn't it?
is it the 24th?
I think it's the 24th.
Yeah, let us know which day
Yeah,
the
just check,
24th
yeah,
is.
March 23rd. I'm guessing that's Australia. March
Yeah,
24th
people-
for America.
Yeah, the 24th.
Okay,
People are
so
all
then
saying-
maybe 28th is The Last of Us Part 1 on PC. Then my mistake. Sorry.
It is. Yep, Last of Us, and then MLB The Show on 28th.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
Also
that's
coming
more
out.
PlayStation bangers coming to PC there, and you gotta love it. You gotta love
I
it.
gotta say this. Real quick. This year has been phenomenal for gaming, man. Like
Mhm.
so many games have come out, and we're just in March. Like, and then we got Redfall, we got Starfield, we got Forza. We got other games from Sony. We got, I think, Spider-Man 2's coming out this year. It's gonna be a great year for gaming, man.
Bayonetta 3, Zelda,
And
Plenty
Shower
of
with
good
Your
games.
Dad
Jedi
3.
Survivor.
Boss Mod Pizza, Boss Mod Lethal Papa here. He's $1,500 for a graphics card. It should be. Yeah. I mean, it's pretty. It's quite a bit, man. It's powerful, but it seems like some developers aren't even really pushing some of that stuff either.
They're not. They're not. That's another thing.
Mm-hmm.
Because of DirectX 12, right? They're not taking advantage of it.
Well,
Like RTX could be so much more, but they're just no. It grunts it out, right? It does raw grunt it out, but it could do a lot better if people take advantage of all the features. The thing could go way further than it's going right now, which is kind of disappointing. But it is what it is. But so do you think that maybe like the nice little thing that Sony put out with the CMA, that whole remedies thing, where they're saying Microsoft could make the game perform worse on our platform,
Oh, yeah.
especially during the launch weeks?
Hey, we're going to come back to that.
Hey,
We're going to come back to
Wait
that.
a second.
We're going to come back to
Sorry,
that.
4?
Yeah, I mean, hey, it's no secret that Capcom they've highly favored Sony, right, in the past. And this is just facts,
And it was
right?
marketed by Sony.
And they've marketed it, and they've got a clause in there, right? So they're basically not allowed to do a whole lot better. So I don't know. We'll see what the final game is when it comes out. That's kind of the important thing. I do got to catch up on some of these chats. So the first one, Base 23, Brooklyn, New York. Big shout out to him. $50 super chat. He says, Tom what is it, Henderson? He says he's a leaker and journalist who leaked the DualSense Edge. What is that? That super expensive, really expensive Elite controller. I think that's what it's called. I don't know. Basically, he said that he has confirmed that there is a PS5 Pro in development and it's coming in late 2024. I guess everyone is going to talk about the power. You know, here's the best thing about the power narrative, Phase 23, is you're going to have all these guys, and I'm going to have so much fun with this.
Go ahead.
You're gonna have all these guys on the other side, right? On the other side of the fence. The ones that have been talking shit, for one, about power don't matter because Series X is more powerful. It's common sense as to why it's not being leveraged or developers are just doing what they're doing right now. Not to explain this again. And two, the whole being developed on for more than one system thing with Series S, right? Your PS5 Pro is held back by your fucking PS5. All the same logic loops are all, you just fucked yourself right there. So I can't wait to see people flip-flop on both of those fronts. It's going to be a lot of fun. A lot of fun.
He said he just fucked yourself.
Are we talking about this now?
No. We could come back to it. I'm just trying to catch up on the chat. So if you want to grab these, and then we can move forward on the topic.
Yep, fine. So Face again. Spider-Man 2 will go head-to-head with Starfield. Yep. Yes, it will.
Yeah. When are they going to talk about that release date?
For Spider-Man 2?
Yeah.
Gosh, I don't know. It's probably going to be that showcase, right? They're going to do something a few weeks before E3. That's the rumor that's going around.
What do you think is going to be at that showcase? I mean, they're going to be showing Stray 2 or what are they going to be showing? They got Wolverine, which again is probably next year.
The next CGI for Wolverine.
Ooh.
Yeah, they may have that. But look, I'm sure they have a lot of deals that they haven't been talking about yet. And so I'm sure there's going to be a lot of exclusives that are coming their way, third-party things. There'll be a whole bunch of those they'll drop. There's probably going to be a couple of other games that they're developing, right? So their own teams, some of them are due for a game. So we'll probably get those, right? So the next couple of years of games are going to be showcased. I think that's what they're going to do. They might show some games that are further out to try to round out the rest of the generation. So that's Sony is pretty good at demolishing the others. So they will come up with a really good show. I'm very sure they'll have a really good show. And it's about bloody time. It's been a year and a half or something.
Yeah.
I think that it was like around the E3 time last year, not last year, the year before in 2021 when they had their last showcase.
And they got away with it.
So
and they got away with it.
And they didn't need anything else. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's about bloody time and. Yeah, it'd be great, and then we'll get the rest of the showcases, right? It'll be awesome. Hopefully, Microsoft brings it too, and we go back and forth. It'd be great. So
yeah, but
I agree.
Hang on, I gotta pause the conversation real quick, and I gotta finish these real quick because we can't get too far behind. Danny Passion says no Zalker87. Don't forget to hit the like button. Shout out to Zalker. He should be back next week. Shooter. Hey dealer. Dude, it's been 4 months. It has not been 4 months since my last video. He says I put out one video. My bad, Scooter. I'm an idiot. Okay. He says you're the only one not putting out vids. Thanks, dealer. Great. Yeah. I plan on. You won't believe it because it's too damn convenient, right? Like some dog ate my homework shit, like Nano said. But I planned on putting out one Monday, and man, I got a random ass fucking toothache that sucked out of nowhere. And I don't usually have anything like that, so. I was like, I tell you what, you could be the biggest, strongest motherfucker on the planet. You could get kicked in the sack, whatever. Imagine, you have a bad toothache, especially when you're not used to it. You are fucked. So, there's nothing you can do.
Sleep.
No amount of high pulls or fucking, curls or anything. You just can't prepare yourself for this kind of pain. So it was definitely pretty shitty, and definitely fucked up my whole day yesterday, and it's yeah, I'm just glad it ain't here today. It was out of nowhere. So
Nice.
again, thanks for being one of the people that mentioned the video stuff. It does nothing but help me and get me more and more motivated and see topics as more interesting, I guess, to be honest. But hey, let's go ahead and move. Did I get? Hey, yeah, that was the last one. Big shout out to 1,000 people watching this live, guys. Thanks for tuning in as we do move through the topics here. We already covered Starfield releasing September 6th. We covered Resident Evil. We covered, well, we're about to cover, just real quick, I just want to make this statement where we'll move right on. RoboCop looks like trash. I don't know if you guys saw this gameplay.
Yeah,
it looks pretty
it's
bad. I'm not going to take shots at the development team, but I will say that it looks really, 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 really bad.
I was looking forward to it too.
How much do you think they paid for the license of this robotic fucking...
They would have played a pretty penny, man, and I don't understand. RoboCop is such an iconic franchise. Like you could have had such a great action game or a first-person shooter, whatever. You could have had both, like a Max Payne kind of game, but with RoboCop or
You'd
a
have
first-person
benchmarked the
shooter.
hell out of it, D-Bash. I know that.
Like it. I'm so disappointed,
That's what
man.
makes it so disappointing, Deep, because it could have been such a great game. It's such
Yeah,
a great
man.
universe to be in. He's such
Yeah.
an amazing character, and the game just looked terrible.
And it's uber violent. It's uber violent, man. Like the creative things that you could have done, the creative kills, the
Jesus.
stuff they could have, the stories. No, for real. If you watch the movies, they're gory as
Like
hell. I don't
RoboCop
wanna-
ricocheting bullets off someone's fucking, like, the rim of their car back through their face, like Sniper Elite style.
or shooting through somebody and shooting someone in the nuts. You know.
all right. Well,
crazy
maybe
stuff, man.
maybe they can add that, D-Batch. You should definitely get at him. You know what? I obviously want the game to be better than what I think it's going to be, but I'm going to be honest, I wasn't going to play this before. It was just sent to me, and I was like, wow, this looks like I thought it might look before I clicked on this. And maybe there's some people in the chat. Shout out to 6 of you guys. You're super excited about this, but RoboCop is an OG franchise. And some of you might not even know what it is. The cop motherfucker, got blown up or something, and they turn him into a robot so he live, and he shoots first and asks questions later. It's his
And I
fault.
think I'd buy
No,
this
you
for
didn't do
$1.
Say what?
Yeah, I'll buy
Dylan?
that for $1.
Buy all that for $1. Suicide Squad, something you might not want to buy for $1. There's a report that this is being delayed internally
Yeah.
and, of course, externally at this point because they have announced, windows and stuff like that. So after the initial criticism, which I have talked to multiple people that have played this game for extended periods, there is nobody that is excited about this game. And I don't know if Sefton Hill is still, I think he's still working on it. He's the guy who, brought Arkham to the forefront. I don't know if this is something they just didn't even give a damn to make to begin with or what, but there's just a lot of issues with the game. And then the fact that the fun factor just isn't really there at the moment is causing perhaps another delay into 2024, according to this. Is this something you think is actually going to happen? And that's the Xbox, because I remember he talked last before I got started.
Yeah, well, the thing is, you said that nobody's excited for this game, but
You
I
are,
am.
though. Okay.
I am.
We found one.
Yeah. I want that whole Harley Quinn gameplay mechanic
Hmm.
with the drone and coming in like a circus acrobat. Yeah, I'm down for that, man. Dude, whatever it takes to get the game out. It's not. I'm looking forward to the game, but it's not like I'm like I need it now. I need it. Make sure the game's done. Make sure I don't listen too much on the masses because I think that's something that
It's not the
Xbox
masses,
does.
though, right now. It's the guys playing it.
And well, if it's internal, if it's the people that have experience, kind of like testing out the game, stuff like that, and they're putting up red flags, then it's something the developers got to handle.
Mhm.
I'd rather have them do that than the alternative and just send it out
Just say,
anyway.
fuck you! Just
See what the hell happens.
send it
you know
out.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. So whatever it takes to make the game good. I thought the game looked great from what I saw already. So if they're gonna try to make it better, I'm down. I'll
Mhm.
wait. I don't care.
Yeah, I'd like to know what the chat thinks because, again, Rocksteady, one of my favorite studios, and it can't be overstated. Like, Arkham, that franchise made me a fan of Batman, right? I'm not even kidding. Arkham Asylum released, I couldn't stop playing the fucking game. I couldn't. I don't know why, but it's a perfect combination of narrative, exploration, combat, stealth Obviously, they had the Predator rooms, and it was just a magical time to be stranded in a dorm room. And I didn't go to some classes for that reason. I think that, that studio has a potential to be, and I don't know if that's true anymore. We'll know when this thing comes out, but I think this is an idea that probably wasn't really something they wanted to run with to begin with. Maybe they said they have, maybe I'm wrong, but I just feel like that's not the game that they were going to build. But then again, Arkham started out as a rhythm game. It wasn't even, they applied their rhythm mechanic, and that's how they got Arkham's Combat. But because their game they were working on was supposed to be something to do with rhythm or music or something like that. So I don't know. I just know that Arkham was one of my favorite. Now it's turning into something that I don't know what's going on with it, and hopefully
Why did they
get the
turn
best
it
game
into
out
a
of it.
shooter dealer? I don't understand that. They had perfect combat. They got one of the best combat systems ever designed in any game, and I don't understand that decision.
Yeah, they did turn it into a shooter.
In saying that, Guardians of the Galaxy didn't light me on fire when I first saw it, and that game ended up being magnificent. I've only played a little bit of it. I haven't finished it. It's one of those games I have to get to. So I'm hoping this is going to be a similar situation. Rocksteady are amazing, so I've still got my fingers crossed.
Bushido says he's going to wait to judge the game before he releases it. That's the perfect mentality, and I agree with that as well. Just like I'm going to wait and see what's going on with Resident Evil and the final numbers when it actually releases. He's right, and I think people should take that first and foremost. Shout out to Noof Nukem as well, and everyone in the chat. You guys are awesome. Let us know if you're excited for Suicide Squad. Xbot, I think you're right in being excited. It's just, I hope the game is great. I want them to live up to what they've done.
It's coming from a pedigree. I know. We're hearing stuff that the game needs changes and stuff like that, but it's coming from a pedigree. When you look at the characters, they're likable, knowable characters.
They got legs.
And when it comes to the gameplay mechanics, man, like I said, I know people are kind of weirded out with was it King Shark with like machine guns and stuff like that. We got to see what they do with that, man. I don't know. It looks like fun though. I'm down.
King Shark with the Gatling gun. Yeah, it's a little different. At least he's not in like in the movie, which was not good. I'm a shark guy. I don't know. It was just a weird time to be someone watching a movie. We do got to move forward, though. Suicide Squad, hopefully it's good. I'm sure that it will have fans, definitely. We've got the Stalker Studio. They were reportedly under cyber attacks. You guys see this?
No, I didn't.
Okay, we're skipping forward. We've got...
it's got to be Russia.
We could just... why you got to profile things like that, Peter?
Fucked up. I'm calling this as I see it, bro. I'm calling it as I see it.
He's like, it's got to be Russia.
That was the assumption. It actually was, right? But anyway.
Oh, yeah.
Claimed by a community from a Russian social network. So,
is it like, did they buy Facebook or something? Like, I mean, what is Facebook still a thing? Not Facebook,
yes,
MySpace. That's what I'm thinking of. MySpace. Shout out to Tom.
I think it's still around. Yes, it is still around.
I heard Justin Timberlake bought it or part of it or something. And then he regretted it. Activision, by the way, they're saying that there are no plans for Diablo 4 to come to Game Pass. Some people are using this as a launching point, thing to basically say, well, either one, the deal isn't going through, which is just weird logic, or two, it's not coming to Game Pass even if Xbox buy them. No, they're saying as of right now, we are not owned by anyone and we don't have any plans for it to come to Game Pass. Not surprised by this at all.
Yeah, it shouldn't be, right? Because they can't be in talks about doing something like that since they are in a business arrangement to be purchased.
Yep.
So
even though they probably secretly are on MSN Messenger.
Yeah, I'm sure. Well, especially since they know the guy pretty damn well, huh? He was only working for Microsoft for a little while.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously the public statements are going to be like that. They can't say anything like that.
Yeah.
Not to mention they want to get as many sales as they can. Why not, right?
Yeah, I mean, again, pretty straightforward. Sometimes I make the mistake of bringing topics up because I see people using them as weapons in this great war of ours, I guess, and I just think it's silly. So I just talk about it for a second, and then I move forward because I know that no one else on the panel has anything else to add to this except for Xbot. Go ahead.
No, I don't really have anything.
Damn it!
To add. You guys pretty much covered everything, man.
Well, I mean, it really is that straightforward. But you know what's not straightforward / could be is Phil Spencer. He's a mysterious guy, and after visiting Ninja Theory, he says, after actually going there and reviewing Hellblade 2, he's inspired to go back and actually 100% the first one. This comes after a couple different rumors of a surprise release for the game this year, which seems... Say what?
I said this year, baby. I called that a while ago.
Don't act like you knew some shit. All right?
I knew
Don't
it.
you do it?
You know I knew it, man.
Hey, look, that would be a really good guess, and I applaud you.
Thank
But
you.
Phil Spencer doesn't. You know why? Because he don't give a shit about none of this. He played the game. He thinks it looks phenomenal, Xbot.
Well, dude, the last screenshots that they shared, I know, the extremists out there try to attack them or whatnot. They're like, oh, they're just rocks or whatever. But you look at the detail.
These motherfuckers are taking pictures of hallways and shit, like putting them on Twitter. Look how good Uncharted looks. Like
remind me again how good looking they said Death Stranding was, and was there a single tree
this is
or
like
anything?
fucking rocks and the grass in the background, and there was nothing.
Rocks, man, moss and rocks. But dude, like you can tell from what they've shown, the little bit that they've shown, you can tell that this game is going to look phenomenal.
Yeah.
I can't wait, dude. Like, and this year as well, even with the shifting around, like Starfield in September, stuff like that. Yo, they drop Hellblade 2 this year.
Gee.
Oh my goodness, people are gonna go insane, yo.
Yeah, that would be insane.
Do you think it's likely,
Do you
D?
think that's gonna happen?
If it happens, it's going to be on the holidays. It's well, you know what? Where there's smoke, there's fire, right? So we kind of been hearing a lot about this lately.
Drop
So
it
it's
in
There's a
possible
lot of
they-
smoke everywhere, though. There's not always fire.
It's possible they announced this at E3 and we get it for the holidays. And I think they do kind of need a big title over the holidays, to move consoles and of course just the holiday sales. So it makes sense that it would come out this year. And Sony's gonna have their really big title with Spider-Man, and so it just makes sense you want to have your big bangers out this year. I think the game's probably ready now because Unreal Engine 5, it's not as hard to develop for as other engines. So I could see them being a little bit ahead of schedule. A lot of people are having great success with Unreal Engine right now. So I can't rule it out. I think it's possible that it'll come out towards the holidays, the holiday season, towards the end of the year.
Look, Hellblade 2 is one of those games that I was hoping would do really well at the Keeleys at the Game Awards, and if it comes out at the end of the year, we could have another Forza situation where it's not actually evaluated on its merits. Look, I really want it to be Game of the Year. I think Xbox needs that. Just get some positive press. But look, I hope the game comes out just so I can play it.
Yeah, I mean, we're all connected on that one. That's
it'd be
100%.
great if it comes up, but who knows if it's going to be viable? That's kind of the headache, right? If assuming this all happens with ABK, then they'll have Call of Duty as another release. Apparently, there's a full release coming, right? So, and then they'll have September with Starfield, and at this point, you might as well assume October for Motorsport. So when do they put this game, right? Is it a November release? But to your point, it could be a December release, and then it's not making the TGAs, right? And then if it comes out in December, forget it. It's never going to get remembered the next year.
Yeah, I mean, if you care about that kind of stuff,
anyway.
right? I guess.
Right. So so it really just becomes a question of, is it viable to release it this year? Just because of the timing and all the other games that would be coming out, right?
Well, listen, on March 9th, they tweeted out that they're looking for some people. Job alert. We're looking for a senior environmental artist. They can help them build immersive rocks. They're going to make more rocks with this person. But, they're still hiring lead positions or kind of more experienced positions there. Doesn't necessarily mean anything, good or bad. It just means that they're still doing this kind of thing. And I don't think they do this when a game is 6 months out, or 8 months out usually. Maybe they do. Could be wrong, but I don't think it's coming out this year. I think that they would market the hell out of this and try to build some kind of hype, especially after the last several months of them not really saying anything. They would definitely put it out there. So who knows? Maybe I'm living under a rock here. I don't know. Let us know.
At this point, with the number of games, I think they should just make it springtime, something next year. And, TGAs could be the announcement.
Yeah.
Right. Or release date is blah. Right. Go for it.
Still haven't heard anything about Project Mara as well. I really want to see more about that. But everything that Ninja Theory does in the background and everything they say about wanting to be, that really top tier studio, they really, I've got a lot of faith in them. I've got a lot of faith in this game, especially after that last showing. Oh, that game looked beautiful.
Dude, when it comes to Project Mara, when we saw that, I just want to let you know, I think we were just seeing like a concept that they were messing with, and it was such early stages, and like I wouldn't plan on seeing that for a minute, man, like for a while, because like it just felt like it was more of a studio experiment that they put out there. Doesn't Project Mara, I don't even think would be its real name once developed and put out or whatever. But it's cool. I want to see what they do with like the theories that they were playing with. But I don't think you're gonna see that anytime soon.
I heard that was releasing before, but again, I don't know if that's true. It is a smaller thing. And somebody sent in the chat, perfect. These guys are working on multiple projects. They're not the biggest studio in the world. They got grand ambitions. They're led by a guy that may party every now and then. And things get askew. They go off track, and Hellblade doesn't look off track though. Like, this game looks bigger and better in every single way. It's definitely the best looking game of all time. It is. It's not really an opinion. And it's looking to do big things in a different way, in a different style. I mean, you're essentially taking personal responsibility for each death in your tribe, is what it seems like, as Senua. At least that's what I read into it. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe she's on the giant side. I have no idea.
Yeah, that's a very interesting dynamic, man. If you could get that emotion between like Senua and kind of like her crew and everything as they're like pushing forward, you already know how emotional the first game was, so that's interesting, man. I'm down. I can't wait. I hope it drops this year.
Well, it probably won't, but I hope that it drops when it's done.
Taylor, I gotta say, I did say this year, so I'm gonna stick by that. It's
I respect that. I respect that. We do gotta move forward though. Bill did, like I said, he went there. He played it. Inspired him to go back, and I don't know how he didn't get these the first time though, Phil. I gotta look into that a little bit. He didn't get all these achievements the first time. What's going on? No, I'm just kidding, Phil. Xbox.
How dare you, Phil?
They confirm they won't be at the main E3. Obviously, why would you do that when you got your own venue across the street that is probably better than the one you would have to go to? And you avoid all those damn fees, and nobody wants to pay for parking. PlayStation 5 Pro in development. We already covered that, I guess, but I mean, we didn't actually. That was a super chat. That's Tom Henderson, right? Or is that his name? Yep. Fuck. I always get the guy from the Marvel movies and this guy mixed up. But yeah, he's like a guy that has leaked some stuff before. He's saying that it's confirmed in sometime 2024, apparently. That would be rather significant, D-Batch, seeing as you still can't, I mean, you can find PS5s pretty easily now. It's just getting the bitch in your car. No, you can find PS5s now, but it's just, I don't know. I just don't see why they're looking to add this to a SKU of PlayStations that developers, they haven't had it from day one. You're going to have some devs that leverage it, some that don't. You're going to get the same complaints that people got last generation with the Pro and the X, and you're going to have all the radical fanboys look ridiculous after bragging or talking down, rather, multi-SKU approach. Well, what's going on, D-Batch?
Well, I did mention this before, and it was not a popular opinion that, towards the end of 2024, 2025, we would get a refresh. And, the technology, it's just moving at a fast pace. Your cell phones refresh every year, graphics cards refresh every 2 years. It just makes sense that the consoles would go to like a 4-year window. And I understand people's complaints that, and I'm pissed off too that Microsoft's not using a lot of features on the consoles. A lot of features aren't being used. And before we went on the air, even on PC, a lot of features go unused. But it doesn't stop it from progressing. And a new console, it would just, even if they don't use all the new features, just the power that's available to that console would get you higher frame rates, would get you a more stable 4K. It would get you, better ray tracing. So there's an argument for it because, we're going at a fast rate. That's all I got to say with tech. Now, for the people that say, oh, well, the Series S and all these different SKUs. Now, I think it'd be a different situation.
D-Batch, what's going to be in the PS5 Pro?
I have no idea, but if I had to guess, it would be
RDNA
capable of
5.
at least it'd be capable of doing 4K 60 with decent ray tracing. I think that would be the standard for that system.
But a lot of people see
at
ray
an
tracing as
affordable price.
not worth it already. Would it really? I mean, was that really all they're really going to get? Is some little tracing arrays?
I think better ray tracing, 4K 60 performance. I don't know what new features will come with that
Decepticons,
generation, because that'll probably be RDNA 3 or something. So can you hear me?
Yeah, now we
you
can.
cut out for a second.
Yeah,
but you're
brother.
back.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I was saying I don't know all the features that RDNA 3 is going to have, but I'm going to assume it's going to have many RDNA 3 features. So there'll be other improvements and efficiency gains and whatnot. But I just think it'll run better. Now, the thing with the Series S and like the Series X, I think the main difference between those systems is the memory. I think the memory is just
Which again is mitigated when you use the actual virtual memory and the capability of the I/O.
Yeah,
but they're not doing that. Like,
for developers that want to do that. But I'm saying the next gen, it wouldn't be such an issue because these machines have enough memory, so it would scale a lot better. We wouldn't have an issue with the Series S where something is completely holding it back, because the bar would have been raised. The minimum bar would be raised, so it wouldn't be as bad. But I think it's what's going to happen, and I don't think it's just going to be Sony doing this. I don't see Microsoft sitting around and letting Sony release a more powerful mid-generation console and they just sit on their hands and knees. I would assume that they'd be doing the same thing too. And I just think it makes logical sense for it to be in 2024, the end of 2024, early 2025. For those that are upset, technology moves on. Some people didn't
listen. We're still not convinced it's happening, D-Batch. I'm still saying it's not happening. Fuck Tom Hurlstein or whatever his name is. I'm still saying this isn't going to happen. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong.
But you're going to be wrong on this. It's happening.
If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. It's got to be substantially more powerful than the PS5. It still better have that boat propeller of a fan in it, or I'm going to be pissed. And it better have, what? It's not going to have a disk drive if it does exist. Let's be honest. Who is this for, though? This is my question, because I'm certainly not getting it if it's real.
It's for the elite gamer. It's like
the elite
who's
gamer.
Who's the 4090 for? 4090.
I think it's for people that haven't picked up a PS5 and they bring out a new model at the same price. It shouldn't be any more expensive. That's how these things are going to work. And still at $500 or $7,000, and if you're anywhere but the states where inflation exists, apparently, you can get a PS5 Pro. And maybe it's for people that didn't quite buy in with the PS5, which isn't apparently. It's not a problem apparently.
I think it's.
They're selling a ton of them.
I just think it's going to be a better system that has better specs and better performance. Like I said, like we have a 4090. You don't have to get a 4090. You can go get a 4070, a 4060, a 3080. You have options. I think it's just another option. And I think in the market that we're in, where people want the latest technology, there's a market for it. And it sucks that they're not using all the features and that it's a quick refresh, but it's an option. Doesn't mean that the PlayStation 5 or the Series X is not going to get supported. It'll still be supported. You're just going to have a new higher tier option.
Here's something to consider, though, D.
It is what it is.
Smart shift, right? We all know it's a thing, right? Talk to developers about it. When they max out the CPU this generation, which will happen, and I mean, to every little bit of power is being inked out of this thing, because games are going to get more and more CPU intensive as we go. More AI, detail, geometry, all kinds of things are loaded on the CPU. That's going to take voltage, essentially, from the GPU side of the APU. And that's going to reduce the clock speeds, which means you got more of a 9.2 teraflop machine. This is a stretch, but it's something that, some people might also be thinking. Maybe this is a way to mitigate some of that GPU, performance loss when, maybe you get a higher end model that kind of not only exceeds where the PS5 has fallen from over time because the GPU is being undervolted there, but, you can exceed it with the Pro if it's real, which I still, again, hard to believe.
The Pro would be substantially better than what we have right now.
So what were you thinking from a performance perspective? You're saying it's going to be RDNA 3. I don't even know if that's true, but...
Maybe it's RDNA 3. I don't know. But what I'm saying is that I believe it's going to target 4K 60 FPS with ray tracing.
Okay, and that puts it at what, like 30, 40 T-flops?
That's good.
You want me to guess T-flops? if I had to guess T-flops...
I mean, wouldn't it have to? Like, so how many games in the 3080
realistically,
ran
you would
with
think maybe
4K
realistically
60 ray trace?
realistically, you'd think maybe around 20 or so T-flops, realistically.
That ain't shit. I got that many at home. You know, so, I mean, honestly, though, a 3080, I got a 3080, right? I use it for rendering and stuff on my PC. But, I mean, even that big bitch, you know, that's not pushing that kind of stuff natively. So if you can just skimp down the visual quality, you know, find better ways to do that using software instead of making hardware. That, you know,
3080 can do 4K 60. It can do 4K 60
with full ray tracing.
Yeah, it can do 4K 60.
Limited games. Very limited.
No, most games, man. I have one.
I do too. Fucking 4K 60 ray tracing.
On PC, we use when ray tracing gets turned on, we use DLSS. End of story.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Then you're saying you have to do some sort of
you're compromising.
Thing, but then you can do that now.
You're not compromising.
You compromised.
This is the new way, and DLSS, FSR.
It's the new way.
It's already been proven. It gives you the same image quality as native, if not better. Sometimes worse, but the majority,
But listen, I saw a screenshot from someone on Twitter that brought that time that was worse, and that's all that it took. All right.
Yeah.
I need it to be better in every way.
But it does. So I think we would see like a implementation, because obviously it's AMD, so you're not going to get DLSS. So maybe it would have FSR, 2.3, with FSR 3, to get you a higher frame rate. But I just think it'll be substantially better for ray tracing, because I think right now the consoles.
Go ahead, finish, and then I want Peter to jump in.
Well, I was going to say right now, I think the console's weak point is the ray tracing performance, and the CPU kind of leads a little bit to that, and of course the GPU. So if they upspec it a little bit, you're just going to get a much better image quality. Is it going to perform like a 4090? No, it's not, but it's going to give you much better performance, because right now, if we really look at these consoles, they're anywhere between 1440p and just under 4K, 60, with a lot of compromises. I think there'd be less compromises and a better overall image quality. And I think that's what they're shooting for.
Yeah, but we're also getting, I mean, when it comes to a lot of compromises, again, you can't state development enough. Like, it's a hell of a thing. Peter, what were you going to say?
I don't think there's going to be a PS4 5 Pro. I've said that from the start. I think that the reason why we had a mid-gen refresh last time was because 4K TVs became prevalent. But I was just saying to D, why do we need to up-spec it when you're not even... If it's not going to be native, then what's the point? And I don't think it needs to be native, because you're just starting to use FSR 2.1 at the moment. The checkerboarding techniques are almost as good as native 4K. If the eye can't tell the difference, what's the point? They haven't really used VRS. They haven't used any of these real RDNA 2 feature set.
And it's annoying.
It is annoying. And those software is actually, I think, going to be just as good as having a hardware refresh.
Peter, that's a good point. And I gotta hand it to D here, because D has spent hours, probably millions of hours collectively on the show ranting about developers not pushing hardware and features. What makes you think they're going to do that with the PS5 Pro?
They're not going to do that. It's just going to be a more powerful system that's going to give you better results, because it's a more powerful CPU, GPU, more memory, better ray tracing cores, whatever. It's just going to give you better performance. Doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to leverage every single feature on
or
it.
Any
just like my 4090, it's not leveraging all the features on it, but it's got so much power that it just brute forces its way through everything. So it's going to listen, there's a market for this. There's people that do want the best of the best, and they just go out and they get it. And that's who the PlayStation 5 Pro is going to be for. It's going to be for that gamer.
You're talking about winners, D-Batch.
You can still have your regular PlayStation 5, hope that they utilize all the other features on it, and it'll still be relevant. It's not like it's going to go away. It's just going to be another option. And like I said, the technology is moving so fast. We got the 4090. In 2 years' time, we're going to have a 5090. The 4090 is like, it's a monster. I'm mystified every time I play.
Bro, when the 5090 comes out, they better shrink that bitch. That needs to be the fucking main.
Yeah.
The main thing for NVIDIA is to give a fuck about your fucking the way your your car's as big as a Series S, and it sucks more power than a damn oven. Why do they need to go back and rethink how to rethink shit there, because they've clearly given up on some of that.
Yeah, it's pretty. Yeah, it's pretty big, but nonetheless, it's really powerful. So in 2 years' time, when a 5090 comes out, technology has to move forward, because if not, these games are going to be suffering as well. We won't get advancement.
That's normal for most.
Everything has to kind of upgrade in their steps. Each segment.
Well,
we're gonna have a switch. We're gonna have a new Switch in the next 2 years. that's going to be more powerful than the previous. Like it's just going to continue to go up, and I
Yeah.
think
Yeah, but
it's
it's not going to be
logical
more powerful than
every 4
PS5.
years for the consoles to do it. I just think it's logical.
Yeah, and trust me, you're preaching to the choir. I get all this shit, right? I mean, I just don't think it's necessary, and we've been through this a million times. I don't think it's necessary, and I don't think developers are really pushing shit now. So I don't think it's really gonna. It's not really in the console markets, I guess. If you're gonna, it's not really in the cards for this kind of market to just put power out because it's just brute forcing stuff. Like that's usually, you know, you're trying to optimize things to get things to work very close to the metal and stuff like that.
Well, the thing is that these developers, they're not leveraging DX12. They're
Mhm.
not leveraging the features of the Series X, and they're using, you know, the easy development tools of the PlayStation 5
Right now.
and they're just making their games like that. So, you know, it's
So what's going on with
just
the Resident Evil then? Like if you're saying the Series X version looked better, are you saying Capcom actually did leverage or did actually try a little?
from what I'm seeing, I have to say that they did leverage the power of the Series X. They allowed it to run at a higher resolution in certain modes because, you know, it's got VRS and you're not going to see those drops, you know, in the frame rate mode. Like
You
they're
mean
both
VRR?
pretty much
Yeah.
they're
No,
in the
VR.
frame
Oh,
rate
yeah, VR.
in the frame rate
Low
mode
and
with
low frame rate compensation.
yeah, in the frame rate mode without ray tracing, you know, they both hold 60 pretty close. The Xbox drops a little bit more, but it's nothing where you can say, "Oh my God, it's malicious." It's just like, say the PlayStation drops 10 times, you know, the Xbox drops like 13 times. You know, it's a very small difference. It is there. I don't want to say it's not there, but it's not a big deal. They're both running good, and like I said, overall the visual quality is better on the Series X at this moment. It's undisputable. Anybody else saying otherwise with the current builds that are out there, they're not telling the truth.
Yeah, and
They're
hopefully
being
Digital Foundry
disingenuous.
disclosed like if there were updates when they tested, because that stuff's important. You know, we don't need you looking at a different build than they are or any of that stuff. So,
Right.
yeah, it's interesting. At the very least, it's interesting. Chat, and let us know if you think the PlayStation 5 Pro is actually going to exist and come out and be like, you know, the Pro for the PS4, the X from the Xbox One X, notably more powerful with more capability, and that's why you would buy it, right? Or they're targeting that consumer. And obviously, let us know your thoughts in general. Hargy, I know we don't agree on these things. And
Yeah,
that's
it's not
okay.
that. Do you think the Xbox is gonna?
I don't think they're-
I
I
think
don't think
he's
they're-
right that they would eventually have to, right?
They don't have to, no.
And that would suck, man.
I think
Another
they tried to
freaking
get that out of the way. I think that's one reason they launched the S and the X together, and I know this for a fact because I
Yeah.
talked to the hardware team. We've had members of them on the show, is because developers didn't like not having development kits from the beginning, right? Some of them leveraged
Yeah.
half of the hardware, others didn't. They have a development kit that is all in one, push a button, go to a different SKU, right? It's really meant for ease of development, and I don't know if their mentality's changed on that, but I just don't see it being necessarily necessary, I guess. But maybe I'm wrong. Let us know in the chat. Hey, big shout out to the chat here. They got a lot to say on ray tracing and other technical things. Speaking of, we got a few chats here. Hargy, you want to catch us up?
Sure.
Big shout out to everyone joining us. We got over 1,000 listeners to talk about this shit. Hit the like button. Tell a buddy to we're live. We do appreciate you. And let us know what you had for lunch.
All right. So risk it for the biscuit. Australian $8. You mean you don't care about being wrong? Whoa.
Holy shit.
Anyway, I do think they'll drop a refresh, and Xbox will either follow or are already developing two.
Hmm.
All right, risk it.
Shout out to you, Risk It.
Xbox-
Thanks for joining.
Yep.
I tried.
Xbox
Actually, I
One
hit
with
him
the-
up on Discord, see if he wanted to join us, but I guess he was gone or something.
Apparently not.
Shout out to Risk It.
Xbox OB member for 44 months. Much love to the RDX crew.
Thank you, Obi.
And then Davari02 is gaming. The Pro is for the people that want to play FF16. Remember, the PS5 can play that game. Deja vu. I felt like we've been here before.
Shout out to Davari.
Risk it for the biscuit again. Australian $3. Pete is wrong. That is all.
That is very rude.
Risk it again. Australian $8. D's right. PS5 doesn't have the software capabilities it should, and that's why they'll refresh and Xbox will meet the market. I fight Pete later. Okay.
I don't. That's just a really. It's just a very expensive decision to refresh over those features specifically. But yes, thank you, Risk It.
And then Haida, $10. Do you guys think that with better tool usage that devs will be able to use the hardware RT with the nanites of to Minutes of to duplicate Reflex RT and Shadow RT together.
I think they can do everything in the world that you wish they can do, Haida, and you're the best person in the world. Thank you so much. I honestly don't know. I do know, and I've talked to David Springett from Dirt 5, the guy that led the game and was responsible personally for the horrible screen tearing at launch. He said he did that on accident, by the way. It stayed there for like, I don't know, a week or two. It was fucking horrible. But he said, because this is something I put in a video forever ago, and I called it, what did I call it? Oh, some stupid shit. Long story short, I theorized that the Xbox consoles would have PhysX, or could, keyword could, I never said would, have PhysX type physics technology. If you ever mess with it on PC, it's a game changer. It's the most next-gen thing about gaming to this day that I've ever seen in gaming. And you don't see a lot of it because I don't play on PC. But for that to come to console would be big. And I showed examples in the video, but he did say that they can load physics on the ray tracing hardware in the Xbox. They can actually load, what did he give? The example was 1 million. This is on Game On Daily. Check out that website, by the way. It's a really good website. But it was we were live on that YouTube channel, and he did say that, for example, they could have 1 million bystanders and a car, right? You could drive through these objects and actually lace those physics and kind of lay them on the ray tracing hardware instead of actually doing ray tracing. And that was something, from a developer that, again, he said was a great question. I thought so too, because I've been wondering about that kind of stuff. So if they can do that, I'm sure that, again, the hardware is just there, but the software and the know-how is really, I'm sure the possibilities are definitely, I'm sure that's possible. I don't know. But again, thanks for checking out the show. We have another topic here. Microsoft signing some pretty notable deals for some people out there. Oh, wait, D. Actually, I'll come back to that, okay? I want to get the VR thing. But they are signing a deal with Boosteroid. You guys know what that is?
Yeah, it's another cloud service. I think it's based out of Ukraine, but it is available here. And yeah, it's just like NVIDIA. It's a cloud service. You can get your games there and play them online. They're free to play games and buy to play games, and they
signed a 10-year deal with them. This a 10-year agreement to bring Xbox PC games to Boosteroid, and it's interesting. They're signing all these damn 10-year deals. I'm wondering if Xbox are going to explode in 10 years. What the fuck's going to happen? I mean,
and they said there's more coming.
Yeah.
Brad Smith, he said there's more coming. So, so we'll
more
see.
10-year
What
deals.
the heck? I think they're just making the case, right, for the regulators.
Now, they do say that it includes Xbox, Bethesda titles, and Activision Blizzard games.
All the PC games, yeah, exactly.
Yes. And including things like Call of Duty after the acquisition is complete. So, yeah, if you're a guy out there that is streaming, you said it's streaming, right?
Yep, this is cloud.
If you're streaming shit, and you're excited for this, let us know. I've never even heard of the service before, actually, but it's apparently pretty big over there.
Yeah, what the heck, right? And again, they're just trying to take away that narrative that they would be a monopoly in cloud gaming by just, hey, take our games, sure, put them on your cloud services. So yeah, I think it's good.
Xbox said he had to go. He had some crabs or something. He had to put the cream on there. But shout out to Xbox. Seriously though, thanks for joining us, man. I want to give him at least an outro or something so people could follow him. But listen, that last topic, the cloud stuff. I would never choose to play that way if I had a choice at all. I mean, any choice at all. But it is definitely something for people that, one, you don't have Xboxes in that territory. That's a big market for Xbox. Two, convenience thing, right? You got a lot of people that will mess around with stuff like this. But over in that region, this is kind of a more notable deal. Here, I'm not so sure. Obviously, we're going to care too much.
Yeah, and it's a European country, right? So they're trying to appeal to that whole thing, right? And that's where they need to get these approvals. So they're doing their thing, right?
I hate approvals, Hargy. They're just holding up everything. Need to be approved and stuff. Not a big fan.
Yeah. After what Jimbo said, yeah, they
what is it?
They're doing what they can,
Shout out to Risky. He's another chat. I got to get back to work. I'll continue listening. RDX, the GOAT, stop. Hit the like button. Yeah, guys, listen. We had a little shorthanded today, short-footed for some of you out there, and we didn't have everybody here. Fonz got sick. Zalker's power went out, and I guess his phone exploded. I don't know what he's normally on. And then obviously Tim Dog is taking a break from podcasting. great guy, great friends. And I'm so glad that everyone that jumped in. It was kind of last second, really, that I found out that we weren't going to have anybody. I thought maybe one guest, maybe. But, yeah, hopefully you guys still had a decent time listening to the show. Obviously, let us know your thoughts. And what are you playing, chat? Because what I'm playing is I'm still going through High on Life. I know it's been a couple of months, but this game is good. I don't care what anyone says. Like, somebody says the game's a 4. Like, get the fuck off the internet. It's not a bad game.
It's not a 4. No way.
It's not a bad game. Like I'm actually really surprised at how well the game is given the reception by some. But you know what, D?
Zalker is a toddler.
Zalker is a toddler.
Do I sound like shit?
Yeah, always.
Oh, there you go. It's soccer.
He sounds normal.
I have a what a fuck face.
How you been, buddy? You
Yeah,
fucking jumped in at the last second here. We're doing some outros.
I mean, I literally got like reception on the phone just now, like 4G or whatever, LTE, whatever the hell it's called. Like that's how bad it's been over here. Yeah, basically just like 70-mile-an-hour winds over here.
What the fuck? Is apocalypse or something happening? What's going on?
Dude, I have literally 60 to 70 mile, took out some stuff. There's a big storm, and it just like I've had no power for like the last 7-8 hours.
So how are you still alive?
I'm just hiding in a corner with my little Xbox hanging out.
Got the jumper cables on your nipples. I'm giving this some life.
No, the only thing keeping the house up is the PS5 right now. That big bitch. It's holding up.
The central pillar. I mean, we covered a lot of stuff today. I don't know if you've got anything while you have your Sprint mobile reception going up. Is there anything notable that you would want to throw in here at all?
No, I just wanted to say what's up to everybody. You know, I didn't forget about y'all, and it sucks I couldn't join a lot of good stuff today. PS5 Pro Squared is coming out, so that's great. Confirmed by Tom Henderson. Fuck, isn't Hiddleston the Loki guy from Marvel?
Yeah, that's exactly what
Henderson.
Yeah.
I keep fucking that
Change
guy's
your name,
up.
Tom.
Middleton.
Yeah, Chom. Come on, dude.
Chris Middleton.
So yeah. Yeah, so that guy, and then of course the new deal for Microsoft. They're just basically going across the industry, just signing deals with everybody that's willing to listen, just so they can be like, "See,
now watch the deal not go through, and now they got to do all these damn deals anyway." It's like, oh well, it's kind of hard to do, but all right. I don't know.
The janitor from them come up like, "Hey, you said we could get a cloud server." Like, no, get out of here, Glenn.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just, there's a bunch of stuff going on, and I'm honestly just excited for the next couple months. I think that this E3 is going to be probably one of the most competitive we've ever seen, even though it's not officially E3. I think Sony's going to come up pretty fucking huge. I think Microsoft's going to try to show huge. I think Ubisoft's going to come big. Even EA, like a lot of these people haven't brought out games. A lot of these people haven't talked in a while because of the pandemic. So this is the year that we're going to get some fire sales. And I do think that the PS5 Pro is going to happen. This is something that me and D have been talking about, that these refreshes are coming. So we'll see what happens. And if I think it's just going to happen every 4 years, kind of like video cards are every 2 and phones are every year. Why not do it with consoles? Technology is going to move forward.
The Sosa, would you buy High on Life if it wasn't on game? I already bought it. Just like I bought Sea of Thieves for some reason, knowing it was on Game Pass. You know, you got to feed the developers. $1 ain't enough. Shit, you heard all the stories.
Damn, you're one of those 35 million. Congrats.
Unfortunately, I even logged in on someone else's account that boosted up. I know you did it with 30 million accounts. Just admit it.
I'm fighting myself on every ship.
Fuck you, give me your treasure.
Oh, fuck.
What the fuck? What is going on? Crap Gamer is probably free. Oh, God. Donald Duck, go fuck yourself.
Leave that guy alone.
Oh, God. Shout out to you, Donald Duck. You're being weird. All right. And I like it. Hey, we're going to go ahead and get the fuck out of here. Zalker, tell people what you've been playing, where can people find you?
I've been playing a lot of Dead Space Remake. It's fucking awesome. I'm like 8 hours in. I've had a lot of fun with it. Playing the new season of Fortnite. Game's killer. The new season's really good. I have this cool samurai sword. Shit's fun. I'm like level 25 already. And then I've been preparing for the wedding that's happening this weekend. I'm getting hitched and I'm excited. So it's been very busy, but hell yeah, man.
I've never heard a guy say that before, but I'm happy for you.
Oh man,
where you kicking your feet behind you, laying on your stomach on the bed? You're like, I'm getting married.
I'm sitting cross-legged Indian style on the floor. Enjoying myself.
Shout out to Mac Bounty. Says can't wait for the PS6 in 3 years. Might as well be if it's fucking 20 plus teraflops. But hey, I want to get D-Batch real quick. What have you been playing, buddy? And where can we find you?
I've been playing a lot of WWE 2K23. Came out yesterday. I did like a 3-hour stream tonight, so you can go to my channel and see all the gameplay from it. Really enjoying the game. Also today, we're going to talk about, just real briefly, I was able to get my PSVR 2 displayed on my PC. I hooked it into my 7900 XTX through the USB port on the GPU, and it worked. I was able to visualize what's on my PC. So this is a good start. Hopefully they'll get this to work on PC by, allowing some drivers for it. The sound works on it. The mic works on it. Visually you can see everything. You can change the refresh rate. So it recognizes. So that's a good start. You guys can find me on Twitter at D_batch, of course, on YouTube at dbatch. Oh, and also check out my comparison video of the Resident Evil 4 running on the PlayStation 5 as well as the Series X, and come to your own conclusions which version looks better. I put all the information out there for you guys.
Now, do you nerf the PS version? You made it look bad. You put sandpaper over it.
Yeah, that's it. I smeared Vaseline all over the screen.
You fucking plug it into a CRT monitor. Look at this shit.
Oh God! Hey, shout out to Boba. We was playing 2K last night. I talk to Boba all the time. Shout out to Boba, and obviously Ashtray. I see. Again,
you were playing 2K last night? No.
Yeah, I was. It's hard to believe, but it's true.
I can't believe.
I think I finally figured out some of the mechanics too. But
it's taking you a long time to figure these mechanics out.
I gotta catch up on 10 years worth of games or however many. But no, seriously though, I'm almost done with High on Life. I should have beat that a while ago, but at least I'll be able to say I beat it because I didn't get a glitch. Probably. We'll see.
Fuck you. You gotta attack me.
He got the glitch.
I'm sitting here all innocent.
Yeah, Zucker was almost done beating. He's got all the achievements except for basically beating it because there's a glitch that fucked him over. So that's fun.
Yeah, you just an infinite loading screen. That's it. No way of fixing it. Cloud, console, PC, play it anywhere. Doesn't fix it.
Hey, MacBound, you are lying. I have literally told him, hey, let's play. He's like, I'm too busy being cool and getting 100 kills in Call of Duty. Anytime, MacBound, as long as you don't give a fuck about your win percentage and stuff like that, like the tryhards, that shit is annoying. We're there to have fun. I just smacked my mic. But, yeah, we've actually been winning a lot of games here lately, so it's kind of weird. For randoms, like running with randoms is not easy. So, yeah, if you got a good win percentage, you don't do that. That's just a fact. But, again, that's my damage control. Let's go ahead and move forward here. Hargeet, what have you been playing? Where can we find you, bud?
Yeah, so Halo Infinite, as I mentioned in the beginning, played a bunch of that over the weekend with Jedi, and then I've tried a bit of Wolong, and I was trying to finish some of the games that were leaving Game Pass and kind of gave up on the last one I was doing, so that's pretty much it. I've been kind of busy with work for the beginning of the week, so I haven't been able to play anything for a couple of days, but hopefully get back into playing something. I want to get back into Hogwarts, which was fun. And then, yeah, maybe I'll continue Wolong. We'll see. So that's where I am.
That Wolong made me rage quit, man. That first boss is way too hard.
Pain. And then I hear all these tips from people. Hey, why don't you try this? And why don't you fine? So I try that. And
then when I turned it off,
did you stream it, D? Didn't you stream that, D?
Yeah, I streamed it. Yeah.
I watched your stream laughing at you, bro. You died so much. You're really bad at games. I'm just gonna throw that out there.
Why you gotta bring all games? It could just be this one, maybe.
I'm joking, but me and Fonz were watching him and fucking laughing our ass off. We love you, bro, but we had to. You're done. You're like, this fucking bitch. He's so pissed.
I don't play Souls games, so I think the average Soul player might find it a little bit hard, but they know the pairing system, so I'm having to learn it. I'm like a baby in this world because I never had the patience or the time for those type of games. And, it's a hot thing right now, so I'm like, God damn it, I gotta clear this damn boss.
Hey, bedtime. I don't know why that's your name, but it's funny. Hit me up on Xbox if you want to run with us in Rec. I always say that to everyone. Another subscriber that watches the show, Breeze. We were playing Rec as well, and it's just kind of cool to put a voice to their names and stuff like that. And some of you guys are really good at the damn game too. You understand what good court vision and shit is, so it's fun to play with some of you guys. But we also got to get Hargeet. When the fuck are you getting Twitter?
Never.
All right.
Screw
I tried,
Twitter.
chat.
Sorry. Sorry.
What have you been playing, bud?
There's a chat though. Jim Rap Bastard Ryan. You never know when you need some Vaseline.
So, that is true, except for whatever those dots mean. I can't speak on that. What have you been playing, Hargy, and where can people find you, bud?
I already told you this, you bitch.
I want to do it again.
Halo Infinite. And yeah, what the heck was that last game I was playing? Oh, it was Zero Escape Nonary games, which I got, I don't know, like 8-10 hours into, and I'm like, okay, whatever.
I thought you said
that's
notary,
the
like
game
your play as a notary. Sit there and watch shit go down.
Nonary as in 9, right? Nonary games, something like that, whatever. But anyway, it was okay. So yeah, I didn't finish that one, but whatever.
Can you tell us what Peter been playing and where people can find him?
No, but
Peter, what have you been playing, brother? And where can people find you? Thanks for joining, by the way.
Oh, thank you for having me, man. I love being on RDX. I've been playing Hogwarts. I've been playing a little bit of Wolong. I jumped into Halo. We had 24 people, so we had to jump into this. There was too many people for an Xbox buddy on the weekend. So much fun, Huggy, wasn't it, mate? And I've been playing Fortnite like Soccer. The new season's really fun. Not a big fan of the Battle Pass, but a lot of fun. Soccer, congratulations, brother. On your wedding. That's awesome news, man.
Thanks, man.
And you can find me
buddy.
on Twitter at JediKnightPeter, at Xbox at JediKnightPeter, and on Xbox Infinite. It was 7 p.m. Eastern, but I think you guys went through daylight savings, so whatever that is now on Friday night.
Lethal, you fuck. He says Hogwarts is trash. Lethal's obviously kidding. He loved Hogwarts. He's always been a Harry Potter fan. He even has real wands at home. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and he's gonna hate me. We're gonna go ahead and get going here. Fuck, I was gonna say something. Oh yeah, you can find Peter. I'm gonna tag him and Xbot, even though Xbot had to bail randomly because it's correct. Whatever what I said earlier. I'll tag both them on the Twitter post if you follow me there. You can at dealer_gaming and obviously Xbox Live at II_dealer_II. Thanks for all the chats, the messages, and all that stuff. Again, did plan on making one yesterday. Told the story already. But, this next week, looking good, looking like there might be some shit. So, we're going to get back at it and get back at some 2K. We're going to go. Bye.
All right.
Later, everybody.